And that being said, and I'm just riffing on random stuff because I think I've cleared up most of the stuff I was originally asking you. I have a couple of like closer questions, but other than that, um, in terms of Canadian music, just because you did set your book in Canada and you have an interest in Canada, are there any specific Canadian musicians, folk or not, that you pull influence from or that you dove into while working on the book or
Mhm.
researching the country?
My favourite Canadian folk band is Ten Strings and a Goat Skin. They're from Prince Edward Island, actually, and they sing in a mixture of. They've got the whole Acadian, influence in there. They sing in a
Mm.
mixture of English and French. They didn't necessarily serve as an influence for the book, but I saw those guys live in London on Halloween in 2017, 2018, and that they were
Yeah.
really, really good. Excellent, excellent band. They're from PEI, so I saw them. There's the Mahones I mentioned earlier. They're from
Yeah.
Ontario. Who else do I know who's Canadian? It's a bit difficult to bring into mind. Speaking more classically, I've always got time for Bryan Adams or Shania Twain, and
Mm.
nothing to do with folk music, but two
Yeah.
absolutely beautiful voices. And
Brian Adams, also from Kingston, by the way.
also from Kingston, yeah. And
Yeah.
I don't know which part of, but I'm not completely wrong. Shania Twain's Canadian, isn't she?
Yeah, she's from Timmins, which is more northern Ontario, or
Mm-hmm.
like the start of northern Ontario, I guess.
Yeah, so there's that. Who else is there? There are others that I can't necessarily bring to mind right now, but yeah, I mean, speaking about one, like, the only other thing that does come to mind right now is, did you ever see the documentary going back to metal, Metal: A Headbanger's Journey?
I have not.
Okay, it's a documentary that was made by a Canadian metal fan from Victoria, BC, which he described Victoria as the land of the newlywed and the nearly dead.
Excellent.
Yeah. So yeah, he did this big, he interviewed a hell of a lot of people. That's where I know some of my stuff about Norwegian black metal. Sam Dunn is his name. So
And
yeah,
that's found online, is it? That's
well, yeah, I've got it on DVD, but I'm sure you can find it somewhere online, or at least excerpts of it. Yeah, but no, who else do I know? I mean, I mentioned Alyssa White-Gluz, the lead singer of Arch Enemy. She's
yeah.
Canadian as well. But yeah, like a favourite band that comes to mind in terms of folk music, yeah, Ten Strings and a Goatskin. I would say those guys are excellent. They're on hiatus at the moment, but very fortunate to have been able to see them when they were over in England. And yeah, some excellent, excellent music.
Right on. Um, and I mean that's yeah, it's a solid interview, I think. But in terms of prospective fan base or current fan base that you have, is there anything that you specifically, other than what you say in your book and in your music, that you would want to say to the people at large?
Um, well, other than talking about the music that really moves me, which is just heartfelt acoustic music, um, I think I just want to emphasize again how important music is right now, to people. We're living in very, very strange times because of this damn virus that no one could really have seen coming. And it's more important now than ever before for people to find optimism despite what's going on, to find resolve. I mean, my wife and I have managed to find it. The good thing is, um, despite the fact that there's been this lockdown, it's helped us to prove that we can both work from home, work remotely, so that we can move to Scotland
Mm.
and keep our jobs. It's helped us. I mean, we're fortunate because we haven't been laid off or furloughed, but it has proven, we have been able to save some money basically because we're not taking the car out as many places. Going out for walks just to stay sane has helped us to, strengthen our appreciation of nature. That it's not all about the town. Sometimes going out for a walk in the wood is important. We don't
Yeah.
have any woods so close to where we live, but but we try and get out and appreciate nature a tiny bit. But no, what I'd like to say to people is, just don't lose hope, because eventually we'll find a vaccine and the majority of people will get vaccinated. I'm not going to get into a debate about, people who want to be vaccinated and don't. That's a
Yeah.
conversation for another day. Um, but it will get better, and the music what I love about music is that it's there for you during the good and the bad times. If the chips are down, music's there to, to soothe you and to cheer you up. If the chips are up and things are going well, music's there for the good times, for when you're celebrating. So, that connection with people is what's important. And if you know some musicians out there who, are trying to, like the Creative Cafe, trying to provide a source of entertainment and a source of hope, then, interact with them. Get in touch with them, contact them, ask them about their music, they'll ask about you, and, just that, one or two conversations can brighten your day up and make you realise it's not all bad.
Well, I mean, I think that's a solid way to finish the interview. So whether or not
a
you
couple of
want.
questions actually for you around your
Oh,
music.
uh-oh.
So, I mean, obviously
Okay.
you guys are playing the long and short. I hope you like that little pun I put on Instagram where I said talent scouts are searching high and low for these guys.
Yes, did
I,
very much enjoy that.
I had to chuck that in. And the other question I was going to ask, actually, just the other one that came to mind, you asked me about, which Canadian artists I like. Do you guys have any, bands from Britain or from England who've particularly made an impression on you?
Yeah, so whether for good or for ill, so it was interesting to hear that you're actually an Oasis fan because I know a lot of people who are just fucking tired of Oasis because of Wonderwall. Um, and while I don't play that song live anymore because everyone can stop asking for it, as far as I'm concerned, I actually really do like Oasis. Um, when I was a kid, when uh, Don't Look Back in Anger came out, I was like, I don't know, that was like a real big deal to me. It was my favorite song that I played ad nauseum for a long time.
Me too.
Um,
When I heard it on the radio and then I heard afterwards the DJ saying that was Oasis, Don't Look Back in Anger, that was then indelibly stamped on my memory. A great, great song by Noel
yeah.
Gallagher.
So there's that. Marla's about to drop a ton. Um,
I have a few.
the Beatles are, I think,
Classic.
probably a staple for people. If we're are we just specifically going British right now, or UK
Yeah,
in
well,
general?
I say anywhere in the
Yeah.
let's be liberal about it and say anywhere in the British Isles. So anywhere from
Uh,
England, Scotland, Wales, or any
yeah.
place in Ireland.
Because these guys are British anyway, but I was a big Motorhead fan,
Mhm.
or I guess they're not all British, but Lemmy was British, so. Um, and he also wrote some beautiful music for Ozzy, who's another yeah,
From
big
Birmingham.
big one for me.
Yeah.
What's that?
I've given up drinking, Sharon.
Oh, yeah, Sharon. Yeah.
Sharon, I've given up drinking. I'll have a double brandy, please, Sharon.
Yeah, he can't talk worth shit, and he's probably
No.
a strange and deplorable human being, but I like his music. Uh,
Black
Mar
Sabbath, yeah,
yeah,
legends. Their first three records in particular, wow, very, very good
yeah.
stuff.
Pink Floyd's a big one for me.
Mhm.
Although, do you like Pink Floyd?
Well, I don't know much about them. I mean,
Oh,
I've heard bits and pieces of Dark Side of the Moon, and everybody's heard Another Brick in the Wall Part Two. So
yeah,
I'm not completely closed off to them. Although I'll tell you something funny. Back in the early day, before Dark Side of the Moon, they had a couple of hits in the charts, and my dad, it was a long time before I was alive, said to his friends, "Why don't we go and see Pink Floyd? They're playing in London." So they said, "Yeah, all right." They've had a few hits, so they went there. And then the band came out. They had this like big sheet all like around them, like sort of what's it, quivering and doing that. And they
yeah.
started playing songs from Dark Side of the Moon. And my dad and his friends, who hadn't expected this, were just looking at each other, thinking, "What the hell is this?" And that was when they transitioned into the Dark Side of the Moon era.
That's hilarious.
Is what my dad said. So there we go. That's what he told me about Pink Floyd. But yeah, I know Another Brick in the Wall Part Two. I know Wish You Were Here.
Yeah,
They're okay. I don't mind them.
yeah. I was just gonna ask if you were more Dave Gilmour or Roger Waters, but because it seems to be that's a
Probably more Dave Gilmour than, to be honest.
yeah,
Yeah.
the nicer voice and the guitar playing.
Yeah, I mean, voice is a matter of interpretation, but yeah, I suppose I'm a nicer voice kind of guy to an extent. Maybe because it's the acoustic thing.
Yeah,
Like if you take a band like, different example now, but System of a Down, Serge is a great singer, but I do like
yeah,
it when Darren comes on because Darren's voice is a bit slightly easier on the ear. That's not to take anything away from
yeah.
Serge's mental lyrics, but when
Also,
Darren comes
Darren's
on,
harmonies are great too.
yes, they are. They
Yeah.
are. They're very good.
And Marlo's got some
Yeah, I've got a few.
Influencer she's going to be talking
about. Into the frame here. Hello.
Hey, yeah, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, very good.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of English bands I listen to. I mean, first one that came to mind. I mean, they're only half British, but Fleetwood Mac is huge influence on me.
Which Neil Finn's now in.
Yeah, he is.
Seriously, Neil
From
Finn's
Crowded House.
Fleetwood Mac. Bloody hell.
Yeah, because they fired Lindsey Buckingham because I don't know.
Because he's an
Fleetwood
asshole.
Mac, yeah, because Lindsey Buckingham's an asshole. But yeah, another artist for sure is Supertramp. I grew up listening to Supertramp. I love Supertramp. Also Graham Nash of like the Hollies and Crosby, Stills and Nash. His solo work has been, for me, hugely influential on the way I think about songwriting. Like the way he can write so simply but so like succinctly about things. I just am in love with his songwriting.
Okay.
And then another one, I guess, if we're talking more like modern British artists, I listen to a lot of Jade Bird. She's really good. Yeah.
Jade Bird. No, actually, I don't think I've heard that name. But
yeah. She has more of like a pop rock sort of feel to her music, but yeah, I discovered it like about her music about a year ago, I think. But yeah, I've been really into it. She has a really good voice. It's like very raspy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Jade Bird. I'll keep it in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
when you said raspy voice, who was it I was trying to think of? There's a folk musician. I think she might be Canadian, but I think she might be American. Can't remember her bloody name. But she's got quite a raspy voice, and she sort of comes across as being what was her name? Can't remember her name. A friend of mine introduced me to her. No, it's slipped my memory for now. But yeah, I wasn't such a huge fan of her music, but she's very good at what she does. I just can't remember her name.
Do you know Tommy Makem or the Clancy Brothers?
The Clancy Brothers, yeah. I've heard. I haven't heard their music, or I might have done passively, but I know of them, of course. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I think that from Ireland anyway would be some of my biggies. Tommy Makem he has got the most exceptional vibrato you've ever heard in your life.
Oh my god!
That I think you will. If you do check him out, you will not. I don't think you'll be able to not at least chuckle a little when you listen to him. I suggest you check out Butcher Boy by Tommy Makem and the Clancy Brothers. Because his vibrato is it's unwieldy.
If we're talking about people from Ireland, I am personally obsessed with Hozier. I love his voice. I love his music.
When
Big fan of
Church came on the radio, I was still living in Germany at the time. I was sitting there thinking, this song's got to be from the 80s. Who would sing about church? And I couldn't believe it. Someone was singing a song about the church, and it was getting played on the radio. Then I listened to it properly, and I realised, okay, they're actually criticising the church. But it's a brilliant song, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I love Hozier.
Also, I guess this is Scottish, but and he's more an actor than a musician. But Billy Boyd, I love as a
Billy Boyd.
As
again, name rings a bell. Yeah.
If you're a Lord of the Rings fan, he plays Pippin in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, of course, yeah. I should. I mean, now you mention Pippin, it's like you shall become the Fellowship of the. This is in my third video. You shall be the Fellowship of the Ring.
That's right.
Right. Where are you going?
Yeah, I watched. That's the first video on YouTube that I started watching of yours, and then I was like, oh wait, this is the third part of something I need to go back and start watching because once I got past that part, and you're like, okay, so when we're working on this stuff, and I was like, oh shit, I'm missing a whole lot of something here, so I had to go back through your channel. So I'm going to be going through to check out the other videos there. But yeah, I was very happy you made that reference.
I did enjoy making the third video, especially the whole pirate theme, where I had to throw in the whole bit where you have an image of me dressed as a pirate and me going yar. I had to throw it in for fun.
It's good because it seems like you actually do have a lot of fun building all that stuff. So I
try and have as much fun as I can. Some of the videos are slightly more seriously themed than that one, but I thought I can have a bit of fun here and there. Bring out if people see your character, or if you try and bring that element of character across, I think people see that you're serious about it and they react to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, it's been lovely to talk to you guys. I can stop the recording in a minute, and then we can just round off once I've finished the recording. But shall I hit stop?
Sure.
All right, cool. Let me just do this.